former councillor and public relations officer for the Barataria, San Juan and St. Joseph constituencies, Safraz Ali, in a letter dated June 23rd, addressed to the political leader of the United National Congress and chairman of the United National Congress, Kamala Persad-Bissessar and Peter Kanai, respectively, issued his immediate resignation, following which it was announced that he is the PDP candidate for El Socorro, Arranguez North. Well, Mr. Ali is with us via the Zoom platform this morning. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the program.
Yes, morning. Thank you, Kieran.
Well, thank you very much for joining me. You stated that the United National Congress is no longer the great party you joined and served. You can no longer, with good conscience, remain in an entity that has lost its moorings and service to the people. What justifies your statement, sir?
You know what, Kieran? As I told a previous media house, yesterday was yesterday and today is today. So, whilst I was in the United National Congress, I would have strived my utmost best in whatever capacity or whatever role I would have been elected to or given. However, there comes a point in time when, you have to make certain decisions. And I made a very hard decision at that too. It was not an easy decision, and I decided to leave the United National Congress and enter the political race for the local government election in El Socorro, Arranguez North.
Mm-hmm. So not that I'm trying to be unfair to you, because you are now a candidate for another political party. So it's not a matter of trying to be unfair to you, but there needs to be some level of understanding and explanation. And with regards to that, you said furthermore, you mentioned the number of defeats that the party is facing. Such defeats could have been avoidable had different choices been taken. What are those choices that you refer to in your letter?
So, it's no secret the 2020 general election would have passed, and there was some controversy with some of the candidates selected and so on. As I said, I really don't want to go into that aspect of things, Kieran, but suffice it to say, I was in the party. I was part of the organization. I mean, my heart still belongs to part of the organization. I still feel a level of sadness that, that I needed to take the decision that I took. But, okay, so I'll try to put it like this. I was not selected to vie for the El Socorro Arranguez seat in 2019. And I accepted that decision. I worked with the candidate. And from 2019 to 2023, what passed off as representation at the local government council was an affront to the people, to the residents of El Socorro and Arranguez. So much so when we fast forwarded to 2023 now, and the incumbent got through. Again, I thought that it was an insult to the people, the residents of El Socorro and Arranguez North. I mean, there were numerous calls. There were numerous calls by the residents to the political leader and other people in the party that serious issues were present with respect to the present incumbent. Yet still, for whatever reason, whatever decision, they decided to go the way of the same person again. And as I said, I had to make a choice between the loyalty to my party, well, at that point in time, that party, or the loyalty to the residents of El Socorro and Arranguez. And you know what, Kieran, the loyalty to the community, loyalty to the country would have trumped over my personal loyalty to the party. I was listening to the cries and the despair and anguish shown by residents. Some even told me that they were not going to vote for the incumbent under the United National Congress. And I thought that would have been insult to the democracy and the constitutional right of the residents. And I said, you know what, I will offer myself up and provide the residents with an alternative pathway.
So, to get a clear understanding, precisely at what point did you make that decision? Is it following, you not being successful in the screening process? And if that may be the case, would you have still been loyal and, in fact, probably not have made the statements that you made about the UNC no longer being a great party had you been successful in the screening process?
So that's a really, really good question. A lot of people are saying that because I wasn't screened, it's sour grapes and hence the reason why all this happened. Um, I'll try to put it in perspective. If any other person, Kiran, was selected, there was another guy called Imran Khan who was screened for the seat. If Imran Khan was selected for the seat, I would have thrown my support behind Imran Khan and work with Imran. Because I know Imran as a resident from the area of El Socorro, right? And I would not have any issues supporting Imran. But yet still the party decided to go with the incumbent who doesn't reside in the area, right? I personally believe local government is about the people in the community. And the best way forward is to have somebody from the community representing the people of that community. We would have had a history with the incumbent for 3 years before, as I said. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
You see me here?
Yes,
Yeah?
go ahead, Mr. Ali.
Okay, yeah. I just have to kind of hold up the phone here.
That's fine. That's fine. Go on. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying that we had numerous issues, and these issues were indicated to the leadership, and yet still, for whatever reason, they decided to go that route. And as I said, I could not have allowed the residents of El Socorro and Arranguez to be subjugated to that type of representation again for another 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it was at that point, Kiran, together with the requests and cries of the residents of El Socorro and Arranguez, that hard decision was made for me to leave the United National Congress and contest. As I said, the loyalty was to the community, to the residents of El Socorro and Arranguez.
So, Mr. Ali, your loyalty lies with the community. You've also stated that your friends and family were urging you to put yourself forward as a representative. If such loyalties are to the community, why not go as an independent? What led you to the decision of going under the umbrella of the PDP?
Right. Again, excellent question again, Kiran. So the choice was to go as either an independent or to join with an existing political party. I looked at the logistics with going as an independent, and a lot of resources would have had to be had. I would have to raise a lot of money for the campaign and so on, which, to be honest, I don't have readily access to for a full campaign right now. And I would have looked at the options, and you know what I said, Mr. Watson Duke, he is actually a man that has the attention of the youth on the ground. I would have looked at his history with East Port of Spain. He was in La Joqueta for the general election of 2020, and I looked at how the youths were rallying with him and so on. Somebody did actually reach out from that camp to me, and I had 2 conversations with Mr. Duke, and I realized, you know what, Mr. Duke has the potential to unite the races, to unite the races together for the benefit of our country. Right now, our racial divide is so great that, the two political party system, we are not really reaching anywhere. We need real unity with our citizens for our country to progress. And I think PDP is that vehicle for that change.
If part of your heart is still with the party that you served for 28 years, and the party which gave you an opportunity, that's one part. But if that is the case, as well as the fact that logistically it made sense for you to run under the umbrella of a political party, then it doesn't sound as though your loyalties lie with the community, but rather your loyalty is to whomever gives you an opportunity. And you have faced criticisms for people calling you politically and power hungry. And you are arguing, no, that is not the case. But had any other political party given you the opportunity, would you have taken it?
And the answer to that is no. Because as I said, I made this decision for the benefit of the community and the residents. Uh, the thing about it is making a decision like that is a very hard decision, and you have to do the wherewithal and the necessary arrangements to make sure that you are victorious also. So you can't just make a decision and throw yourself at it and put yourself at a disadvantage too. So I understand the sentiment. I actually see in the caption at the bottom, politically power hungry or advocate for change. And I would strongly say that this decision was a decision made in the best interest of the residents and the community of Elsboro and Arranguez.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm curious to know how, and not just with you, I think with any individual, who's been a part of a political party or political entity for years and years and years, has advocated strongly. No matter what side they may cross or whichever side they come from or whichever side they go to, that is entirely their decision. They have that right. It's curious to me, though, and I'm wondering if you can explain this to me. How does one just, you said for the last 4 years, you've realized that there's been a level of misrepresentation. People have been treated unfairly under your particular district. I'm just wondering, though, how does one change allegiance overnight?
No, well, the thing about it here, it was not change that happened overnight. As I said, the representation that was given by the person was less than adequate, and numerous complaints were coming in, and I actually had to intervene on more than one occasion to get stuff fixed up, right?
Mm-hmm. And apart from that, at what point was there contact between yourself and your team and the PDP? Are you willing to state that?
Yeah. Well, as I said, I was not successful at the screening, and when it was announced that the incumbent got through, I mean, there was an uproar in the community,
Mm-hmm.
and I actually was keeping all my options open at that point in time. And someone from the PDP camp reached out to me and said, "Look, we heard what happened, and we want to have a discussion with you to see what can take place." And exactly as I said, I had 2 meetings with Mr. Duke, and I realized, look, you know what, Mr. Duke has the drive, he has the ability to pull the youths together, to pull our two races together, and I honestly believe that in moving to the future and the future growth of our country, PDP has the capacity and the potential to do so.
Mm-hmm. What are your wishes or wants for your particular district of Arranguez? In fact, what more needs to be done?
So,
Mr. Ali, are you still with us?
there are numerous instances where the roads are not being maintained, the drains are not being...
Mr. Ali, I'm just going to ask you, my apologies there. Could you just start over your response? Unfortunately, we lost you for a moment there.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying that there are numerous instances where the roads are not being maintained properly, the drains were not being cleaned on time, there was issues with garbage collections and so on. So I would bring that brand of representation where, the basic core functions of a local government official, elected official, will be fulfilled. So much so that I would want to take it a step further So, for example, the last 3.5 years, I was actually so immersed
Oh, it seems as though we're having...
in community activity that. Sorry about that again. Are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, yeah. I was engaged in numerous crime meetings with the residents and the police service and so on. So, I am saying that, you know, the cohesiveness and the togetherness of the community, the safety of the community, the cleanliness of the community were lacking, and I by me offering myself as a tireless worker for the community, I think we could get it done.
Do you think that you're able to achieve this through this particular campaign, in the sense that, I had a discussion with, I suppose, one of your running mates, Mr. Ford Abubakar, this morning. And one of the biggest issues that is faced, not only within Port of Spain, but throughout Trinidad and Tobago, is the ability, one, to get people to break out of this party mindset, to elect the best candidates, and two, to actually get them to vote. Is that one of the things that you're focusing on in this particular campaign?
Very, very good points again. Yes, yeah, yeah. I mean, traditionally we have been faced with a two-party system, either you're with the UNC, either with the PNM, or either you're not voting at all. Um, on rare occasions, you'll have like a third party making a difference, like, for example, the COP in 2007, the ILP in 2013, right? So you are correct. But I think the level of frustration faced by the residents on a whole, they are really looking for better representation that will improve the quality of their lives, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And when one looks at it logically, and they, as you said, they take a deeper look at the candidate being offered by the particular party, then I think, the decision will be a more informed decision by the resident, one, and two, you are correct. Traditionally, local government would have had a low voter turnout. But I think with this particular one here, I would want to urge the residents that, you have an opportunity to express how you feel the society is being run at the present moment. And if you don't like how the society is being run, you have options now to vote and to show that interest, that you are displeased, you are not pleased at all.
We're more or less out of time. I'm going to squeeze this question in very quickly. Mr. Ali, what makes a great political entity? What makes a great political leader? And what makes a great political candidate? It's 3 parts. You can answer it, please, if you're willing.
So a great political party, okay. A great political party is one that understands the needs of all citizens and takes particular decisions in the best interest of the citizens, and not necessarily for partisan purposes. One, what makes a great leader? A great leader is the driver of that political party, and the driver will take decisions to keep the political party on the road of service to the people. And a political representative is the person selected by the political leader from any political party to carry through that mandate. When you have the wrong choice being selected, the system breaks down, and the individual doesn't look good, the leadership doesn't look good, and the party doesn't look good, because the individual, unfortunately, would have been a square peg in a wrong hole, if you want to put it like that. So I don't know if that will answer your question, Kieran.
No, well, it's your answer. So if you're satisfied with the answer, then I'll accept it.
Well, as I was saying, so whenever decisions are being made not for the best interest of the people, we have a problem.
Mm-hmm. Well, Mr. Ali, well, we're over time, but I want to thank you very much for joining me on the program this morning. I wish you all the very best in your campaign as PDP candidate for El Socorro Arranguez North. And August 14th, well, I just wish you the best, sir.
Thank you very much, Kiran.
Keep well. All the best.